Okay, so in my opinion, the best Kinessa class is right here. You're looking at it. But I will say, if you're good at sniping and can actually snipe, you're probably not going to use this. There's other options you can use that are more specific to someone who can really land those criticals, you know, frequently. So you may not use it. If you're good with Kinessa, you can actually snipe and land those crits. You're probably not going to use this. But for the rest of us, in my opinion, this is the best build, the best class. Now this class is going to go side by side with suppression, this legendary. If you don't use this legendary, it really doesn't be all that effective. These other ones, these are going to be for the Kinessas who can actually land those criticals, like I said, frequently. But for the people who are trying to get better with Kinessa, or who just casually play Kinessa in ranked, even in casual, these aren't really going to help you that much. This suppression will give you a big impact on game. Even if you suck with Kinessa and don't land any shots at all, this is going to help your team. So I'll explain. So the oppression mines now affect 2 more targets. That's pretty big. But the biggest thing is the 30% more damage to the enemies affected by the mines. So let's talk about the actual class. The 2 5s I have is for the amplitude and the octopressor. You know, I don't really care about the names, but so the amplitude, this I wouldn't recommend putting this anything below 100%. Why? Because anything below that, it just takes away from, in my opinion, just the impact of it. 100%, you know, basically just doubles it, doubles the length of the original default length. So octopressor, the next important one, and these two are basically the biggest things that make this class so good. The 75% reduce healing right off the bat. As soon as you start the game, you don't have to, you know, build up your credits in game to buy the cauterized. Right off the bat, your Kinessa can throw this down. Okay, you could just throw down one of these. Okay, one of the oppression mines, and basically that's, you know, a good two of their and the 2 of the enemies are already reduced healing. So basically, just throw it on the front line, throw it in a good creative area. Don't throw it onto the floor; it's gonna get destroyed immediately. You know. So let's see. Let's give an example. So just by default, look at this. Some examples. You throw one down.
Keep guard.
It's basically just, you know, like that. So it's like 1 each. But you put the suppression legendary on, okay, and we're not going to use these ones yet, just for example. Now, you know, 3, and then if you separate you put some distance, now you got all of them. Of course, if you had the length, which the build does have, the build class I'm talking about, if you had the length, it would get all of them. So let's put on the actual, so the legendary card you want, and this one. I have another build we'll talk about later, but this is for a more aggressive one. But the one I'm talking about tonight, right now, is this one. So if we put this class on, and then we got that one back here. But first, let me show you the distance.
Watch this.
Okay, so example, blah 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 blah. Let me show you the distance real quick. Okay, so by default, the mine should basically go at this line, and that's the default line. So it's like boom. That's basically anything further than that, you know. I think no, it by default. I mean.
Keep guard.
So yeah, so right there, and then anything further, it's not gonna go. But you increase the length, it basically, it goes all the way out here basically, almost, or maybe just a little bit further up. Watch. So 3, 2, 1.
Not yet.
Should be somewhere at this pillar. So you see, it went from that bullshit. If you just do it at the default, it's not really nothing, and it's not gonna get all the plays. You ever see those whole teams that just can't? They just all pile onto the objective and they whip your ass. The healers doing their job, and you can't do nothing with them. By default, the average length would just be right there. That's not good enough. But with this class, it goes from that to this length. This length is huge, okay? You know, for your team it's huge, because once they're battling and they're on there, and you can just throw this, you know, onto the damn ceiling basically, and look at that. How many maps do we have that have very good areas to throw that, and the enemy is trying to defend themselves, and then they see this goddamn thing way up there. They're like, okay, we're not going to even focus on that damn thing. Little do they know they're receiving reduced 75% healing. You know, that's huge, 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 huge. Okay, so now that we factored in this length, now watch, once we position it correctly, it should
keep guard.
Those guys, and then maybe put one just right here. So we got those three, 75% reduced healing, and this happens often when all those guys pile on the objective. And then we just, you know, throw one, you know, in a good distance. Or maybe it doesn't. The maximum is about 4, I guess. I could have sworn it was 5, but let's see. Position it better, maybe. Nah, right there. So look at that, boom, the whole team. You just have to position it correctly, and you can have the entire team with this build right off the bat, immediately when the game starts. Reduce 75% healing. That's big, okay? That's really big. And look at this Kinessa. You see, and plus those characters who run away around the corners, who have that sliver of health.
Headshot.
With this legendary, watch the legendary. Oppressor mines now deal 2 more characters, and no mind. Take that back. I could have sworn the suppression mines did 30% more damage as well, but I think it's just the shots. But I mean, damn, this is really, you know, these other 3 cards I have are, you know, I like them. They're my preference. If you want to change them, that's all you. But these first 2, Amplitude and Octopressor, I really feel are the most important ones, because just this scenario that you can do, that you as a Kinessa player with this build, you know, you can basically have the whole team have their healing mean nothing in the beginning of the game. You don't gotta wait for your credits to build. I just think that's a really huge impact. You know what I'm saying? If they have 2 tanks, 2 healings, and then your team just randomly picks a whole bunch of damage, cool, that's good. Now you as a Kinessa player can just, you know, stay back and just have the whole team with 75% reduced healing, and just let your team, you know, of course you're going to help. And let's say you're a bad enemy and you're missing your shots. They're going to land shots. All you need to land is 1, and let them do the work, you know. Of course you're going to help too. But, you know, this is really going to help them do their job. Now, for the other cards, just to explain them, I like Calibrate, just, you know, just because it's a useful card, hitting them. This reminds me of Maelstrom with Rock.